Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the world of high-end watches, but looking at something really, really different. We're talking about a timepiece that's so out there, people are calling it a futuristic horological UFO. Seriously, our mission. To unpack the sources on this specific watch, the Block RG Stealth Tourbillon, we want to figure out what makes it tick, why it looks so unconventional, so striking. It's clearly this mix of really bold design, clever engineering, and just a daring vision.
Exactly. And we're not just listing features. We want to get into the why behind it, the aesthetic choices, the tech side, and honestly, what a watch like this might mean for where high-end watchmaking is headed. It's definitely pushing buttons, challenging the status quo.
For sure. So think of this as your fast track to getting up to speed on this really fascinating piece of, engineering and art. We've done the reading, now let's get into it.
Okay, let's unpack this. So maybe we start at the beginning. The genesis of this UFO, we're talking about Block RG, a new independent brand, right? That's right. Still quite new. And their whole idea, their vision, is specifically about creating these high-end, almost sci-fi looking watches, things that don't look like anything else.
Yeah, you often see that with the indies, don't you? They're the ones taking the big risks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This whole thing was kicked off by Romas Gimbutis. He's an entrepreneur, knows the watch world inside out. And he didn't just do it alone. He purposefully gathered this collective, a team of really talented, creative people. The goal was clear from day one: push past traditional watchmaking limits. Sort of like, disruptors in tech or other fields.
And for this first watch, the Stealth, the design leads were Fabrice Gonet and Olivier from Edge Design.
Correct. Edge Design in Lausanne. And you can definitely see they ran with that futuristic brief.
So how did that translate into the name Stealth and that really angular look?
Well, the name itself, Block RD Stealth, is a huge pointer. It screams science fiction, military tech. Specifically, the big inspiration was the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk, the stealth fighter.
Okay, yeah, you can totally see that.
Once you know that, the design clicks. Block RG's whole philosophy is radical, unconventional, technical, mechanical. And that comes through directly in this aggressive, angular shape. It's all flat surfaces, sharp angles, just like the Nighthawk, designed to, evade radar.
Let's talk about the case then. It's pretty substantial, 46 by 36 millimeters, and it's got this edgy build, a chassis holding a faceted box sapphire crystal. That sounds intense.
It is. Faceted box sapphire crystal basically means the crystal isn't flat or just domed. It's cut with multiple flat angles rising up like a little glass sculpture over the dial. Super complex to make. And then you got these two protectors, open-worked and faceted too, on either side. Symmetrical. Adds to that kind of armored technical look.
Okay, and if you flip it over?
On the back, you see 8 screws holding it all together. And there's another sapphire crystal, but the opening isn't round. It's this geometric figure 8 shape. Gives you a different view of the movement inside. And for winding and setting, there's a big crown, crenellated, meaning it has those notches like gear teeth, makes it easy to grip.
So the figure 8 opening, the multiple crystals, it's all about showing off the insides, right? The movement's architecture.
Exactly. It's designed to let you see deep into the mechanism from different angles.
Yeah.
It emphasizes the symmetry, the structure. It's very architectural, very skeletonized. You're meant to explore it visually.
Here's where it gets really interesting then. Let's dive into that engine.
Okay. The heart of the watch. It's a hand-wound movement, which means you wind it yourself. And it's a skeletonized tourbillon.
Right, tourbillon, that spinning cage thingy you see in really high-end watches, meant to help with accuracy. And skeletonized means they've cut away a lot of the metal.
Precisely. Cut away to reveal the mechanics, create that depth and visual interest. It's all about transparency and structure here. The whole architecture, developed with a company called Telos, is really striking. It plays with different materials, textures. Everything's held together by these geometric bridges, coated in black PVD that's physical vapor deposition. Gives it a hard black finish in the main plate. Very symmetrical, very visually balanced.
That extreme skeletonization, those angles, it looks amazing, but does it make it fragile, like for everyday wear?
That's a fair question. I mean, with extreme skeletonization, sometimes rigidity can be an issue if it's not done right. But here, the engineering seems really solid. Those geometric bridges provide support, and the material choices help. It looks airy, but it's designed to be robust. Now, looking at the front, up at 12 o'clock, you see this large open-worked barrel. That's where the power is stored. And right on top of it, coaxially, there's the power reserve indicator, like a little fuel gauge. But it's printed on a sapphire disc that looks like it's floating. You can see through it.
Super cool. And down at 6 o'clock, that's the main event, the Tourbillon. It's huge too, right? Almost 16 millimeter.
Yeah, 15.80 millimeters, doing its hypnotic ballet, as they call it, right above a seconds track that's also made of sapphire. You can see the gears turning, connecting to it. It really makes the passage of time feel, well, visible and mechanical, like watching a tiny machine come alive.
What's fascinating here is, well, tell us about the specs.
All right, so the tourbillon itself, it rotates once every minute. Standard for tourbillons helps average out positional errors. It beats at 4 hertz.
Which is pretty fast for a tourbillon, isn't it? 28,800 vibrations per hour.
It is, yeah. Generally, higher frequency can mean better potential accuracy. What's really impressive, though, is combining that 4 hertz beat rate with a 4-day power reserve.
4 days from a hand-wound tourbillon.
Exactly. Higher frequency usually eats up power faster, so getting 96 hours of runtime out of this is, well, it's a serious bit of engineering. Speaks to efficiency.
And speaking of engineering feats, the tourbillon itself, 37 parts, but it weighs barely anything.
Get this.
Yeah.
Just 0.50 grams. Half a gram for that whole complex rotating cage.
Wow.
Titanium. The
Yep.
cage is made of titanium, which is incredibly strong, but very light. That's the key. Plus, every single one of those 37 parts is minimized, optimized. And the balance wheel inside the tourbillon, it has these little adjustment weights for fine-tuning the rate. Precision stuff.
And you mentioned a cool touch, something about loom.
Yeah. The 3 arms of the tourbillon cage actually have little blocks of superluminova on them. So in the dark, you can see the tourbillon spinning.
That's brilliant. Okay, so if someone actually wanted one of these, availability.
It comes in pink gold or titanium. And instead of a traditional bracelet or leather strap, it's got this hoop and loop textile strap. Sort of like high-tech Velcro, basically. Modern, comfortable.
A bit unexpected, maybe, with such a high-end piece.
Yeah, it contrasts with the angular case, but it fits the technical vibe. Now, actually getting one,
Yeah.
that's the tricky part. These are super exclusive. They're doing limited editions, just 8 pieces per version. So 8-inch pink gold, 8-inch titanium. That's it.
Wow, only 16 in total initially.
Seems that way. Though they do mention customization options are possible, so maybe there's wiggle room if you have the means.
And speaking of means, the price tag.
Yeah, that definitely underscores the exclusivity. It's priced at 375,000 euros.
Okay, so definitely positioning itself at the absolute peak of the market.
No question. It's a statement piece in every sense. Design, mechanics, rarity, and price.
So if we connect this back, what does this all mean? This watch, the Block RG Stealth Tourbillon, it really earns that futuristic horological UFO label, doesn't it? Cutting-edge design, materials like titanium and all that sapphire, the complex mechanics. It's definitely not your average watch.
Not at all. And I think, for you listening, the takeaway is that this watch is designed to provoke a reaction. It's not going to leave anyone indifferent. It really pushes back against traditional ideas of luxury watchmaking, both in how it looks and how it's built.
Yeah.
It dares to be completely different.
Which raises an interesting question, right? What does a piece like this signal for the future?
Exactly. It makes you think, if this watch drew inspiration from stealth jets and sci-fi, what else is out there? What other unexpected fields could inspire the next wave of boundary-pushing watch designs? Where do designers look next?
That's a great final thought. And will we see elements from radical designs like this trickle down, maybe influencing more accessible watches over time? Could these UFOs eventually shape what we all wear?
It'll be fascinating to watch. Maybe not the full UFO, but perhaps certain materials, design cues. Who knows?
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Block RG Stealth.